Crystals, however insignificant they may appear, have literally shaped our collective culture as a human race. Today, I'm going to teach you how to understand healing crystals based on their color. These beautiful and powerful healing crystals hold energies that you never knew existed, and I'm about to share them all with you. Healing crystals have been a hot topic lately, even though they've existed since the beginning of time. Healing crystals have a certain mystical energy to them that many of us find captivating, alluring, and that makes us want to learn more about them. Energy healing crystals work. From healers to spiritual seekers, energy healing crystals provide the opportunity for us to connect more deeply with ourselves. This is why in many modern homes you will find these crystals laying everywhere, because they give us an opportunity to really ground our energy in something stable. But what's behind this fascination? Is it supposed healing properties, or is it their abilities to balance out energies, or is it that it is a tool for spiritual growth? Whatever it is, one thing is certain: crystals and gemstones have managed to transcend material worth and tap into something much deeper within us, which is really our desire to reconnect with our own divinity. This is what Pluto in Aquarius is bringing. It's a wave of change that is forcing us to identify with who we are spiritually, not just who we are physically or in the material sense, but who we are beyond what can be perceived with the eyes and what can be touched with the hands. What is our soul made out of? And we're going to be witnessing on the global scale, many of us going back to our own energetic essence, which is what healing crystals can basically help us achieve. The world of crystals and gemstones is a vast and wondrous place full of hidden secrets and untold mysteries. And at the heart of it all lies the power of color, from the fiery passion red to the calming serenity of blue. Each color holds its own unique energy and significance. Throughout history, many cultures have viewed healing crystals in many different ways. All the way from ancient Egypt to the Babylonian Empire, healing crystals are a staple in all culture or civilization as humans. What makes them interesting is that the minerals that they're made out of can also be found in space. So in healing crystals, we get an opportunity to reconnect with the vibration of the cosmos here on Earth. In many cultures around the world, healing crystals are seen as a representation of power and wealth. In many indigenous communities around the world, those of us who grew up in indigenous communities that value natural healing over the Western approach to healing, we tap into herbs, we tapped into rocks, we tapped into what the earth is made out of, because we understand that we come from the earth. We are people of the earth. So everything that happens on earth has its answer in the earth. And that's why we're here. All of us are here to excavate whatever is old that was passed down to us via our ancestors and make it new again by sharing it with one another. That is literally the only point of this human experience, is for all of us to teach one another what we know and to share with each other so that collectively we are growing as a human race. Throughout history, crystals have been used for spiritual ceremonies, decorations of spiritual attire, whether it be something to hold liquid or a talisman that's added to a spiritual amulet, whether it's included in jewelry or included in garments or wardrobe. Healing crystals are everywhere, and they're also all around us. They're not just on us, they're in our environment. In many Eastern cultures today, healing crystals are used as a way to deepen one's meditation and deepen one's spiritual experience. It's all about realignment, aligning our own energy within ourselves, which then allows us to align with the energy of the universe, which is organized and static. When you observe the planets and the way in which they move, there is a pattern to it. There is a beautiful, effortless flow to it. The planets are not doing this in the cosmos. They are smoothly doing that. Granted, once in a while an asteroid looks like it's about to implode on Earth, and hit Earth head on. But when you look at the planets themselves, the traditional planets in the world of astrology, all of them have a certain rhythm that they follow. And this rhythm that they follow can also be observed here on Earth in the way the seasons flow here in the West. There is a certain rhythm to nature that is also echoed in the cosmos. The only ones that are not in the rhythm are us, the humans, because of the bumps and hits that we have to endure as part of the human experience. It can change our vibration from love to other things, to hysteria, to fear, to anger, to jealousy, to envy, to insecurities. And whenever these other emotions come along, which are all the byproduct of fear, what happens is that our own energy then becomes disconnected from the real source of the energy, which is love. All of us are here to experience love deeply. And I don't mean that in the romantic sense. I mean in terms of our harmony with ourselves. Because love starts with the self. And crystals, when we use them via meditation, we're allowed to tap into something much deeper within that then connects us to the cosmos above and also roots us in the truth of who we are below. So as above, so it's below. Healing crystals are an excellent way to restore harmony to our nervous system, our energetic vibration, our emotional development. There is something very grounding about these rocks that many people do not know. And the grounding energy of these rocks is what allows us to center ourselves in the truth of our own energy. This is why they're often used for energy healing. If you've ever worked with an energy healer, you would know that healing crystals are a common tool used to help transfer energy, recognize energy, manage energy. A lot of manifestation is really energy management, because once you align your energy with what is true for you, the universe is naturally already in order. So then you're tapping into the universal truth, but it requires that you first tap in with your own truth. Because if you don't have very good control of yourself and your energy, it's hard for you to plug into something much more vibrant, much more powerful, and to be able to derive meaning from it. That meaning comes from having meaning within. It's only from having that meaning within that we're able to connect with the meaning that is outside of us. Healing crystals are also a strong tool to balance out your chakras. Many Eastern philosophies and approaches to how to do human life are about the 7 chakras. And the number 7 is a very deeply powerful spiritual number. We can save that conversation for another time. But I need you to understand that the center of our body is our energetic center. And the 7 chakras happen from our crown all the way to our root. And whenever any of these points are unbalanced, it will show up in our lives in a certain way. There are certain behaviors, certain emotions that will come up from there that will indicate to us that this is not balanced. So for many people around the world, balancing out their 7 chakras is something that take very, very seriously, and they include healing crystals in their process as a way to further ground themselves in that balance. So it's really about alignment, divine alignment with the self. And when we practice divine alignment with the self, it's easier for us to be divinely aligned with each other, because we recognize each other as part of divinity, because the same divinity that made me made you, that made them, made everybody. So if I'm at peace with my place in the universe and the divinity that I hold, then I'm at peace with yours. And it's easier for me to build alliances with you and vice versa. But when I am not at peace with my place in the universe and my sense of connection to divinity, then it becomes very hard for me to be able to share that energy with you, because I don't have any peace to share. So the only thing I can share is what I have. So if I have fear, if I have chaos, if I have, sadness, that's what I have, and that's all I can give you. And these emotions, although human for all of us, they're not where we want to live. Where we want to live is love. Where we want to stay is love. Where we grow is love, because love is all that lasts forever. It's literally the only thing that lasts forever. Nothing else lasts forever. Everything else can be taken from you. But the love that you have for yourself can never be taken from you. This is why I'm a huge advocate of meditation, because it forces you to confront yourself. And yes, confrontation is uncomfortable, but a lot of times it's really the only way to get to the truth. That tension forces the truth to rise above. It's kind of like a diamond that was able to withstand some confrontation, some pressure. So coal, which is insignificant to most of us, you give it a lot of pressure, and over time it turns into a stone that now many wear on their hand all over the world as a demonstration of their love. Well, that stone came from that confrontation of you can be more, you can be greater, you can be better, you can be stronger. And the strength that all of us are looking for by wrapping ourselves in other things that we consider valuable truly comes from within. You know, that strength is a strength that comes from inside. That's the only real strength. Self-love is the only real strength, because when you truly love yourself, that love that you have for yourself is not contingent upon material things. It's just you understanding that you are part of divinity, and that truth grounds you in both your power and your vulnerabilities. And meditation is a wonderful way to align our chakras so that we're a lot more aware of how we interact with ourselves and each other. This resurgence of practices from the ancient world that we're seeing becoming modernized now is really in response to all of us seeking deeper peace, deeper harmony within ourselves, a sense of meaning, a connection with our environment that is much deeper, much greater than what we've been sold. It's really all of us returning back to ourselves. That's what the Age of Aquarius is about. It's a return to essence, a return to truth. When it's raw, when it's real, it's true. Because when you strip everything else of it, you take away the titles, you take away the power, you take away the things that demonstrate power. What you're left with is truth. And Pluto in Aquarius is bringing us back to the truth of our authentic energy. What is your heart made out of? And what energy is your spirit exuding on a day-to-day basis based on what your heart is made out of? That is what the journey is about. Did you know that healing crystals are a wonderful way to bring more energy to your body? Now, before you judge, let's think about this for a minute. When a person is in the hospital and their heart is giving out, and they start flatlining on the table, what do the doctors do? I'm not a doctor, but I've seen movies. You've seen movies too, right? They get these things, right? These things that they're rubbed together. There's two parts of it. So they hold them like this and they rub them together. And then they put them on the person's body, right? And they're trying to shock them to revive their heart. That procedure is an attempt to bring energy back into that body so that body can be alive again. Because bodies need energy. This is why the real currency in this universe is energy. It's not money, it's energy. So crystals conduct energy. They bring energy to our bodies. Some crystals actually create energy. Pyroelectric crystals generate electricity when they're heated or when they're cooled. Remember when our ancestors struck two flint together to create a spark, to make a fire? Yes, our ancestors did that. And in doing so, they created energy that we call fire. And that energy cooks our food, it makes our hot bath, and it does all sorts of things that bring so much love and joy into our hearts. Energy is life. This is why Leo, zodiac sign Leo, is considered a royal in astrology. It's because they have the most energy, because they're ruled by the sun, and the sun is vast, and the sun has a lot of energy that it gives all over Earth every single day. It never runs out of energy. It's always ready to go, ready to shine brightly on any and everybody. Greek philosopher Theophrastus, around 372 to 287 BCE, noted that tourmaline, which is one of the darker crystals, attracted and repelled straw due to an electrostatic charge. In fact, you don't even need to heat a crystal to be able to generate energy. Quartz, when they're under pressure, generate energy. This is science. This process is known as piezoelectricity. So crystals release energy. Crystals emit energy. Crystals carry energy. Crystals transfer energy. Two brothers, Pierre and Paul-Jacques Curie, are the ones who invented this concept of piezoelectric crystals transforming mechanical action into electricity. This happened in the 1800s. Essentially, what they discovered is that to stabilize energy, you use crystals. As an example, this is a rose quartz. This crystal is part of the quartz family. Did you know that this crystal is in your watch? The only reason your watch is able to ticky-tacky to all the specific spots that it needs to be at is because of quartz in your watch. The only reason why when you flick your lighter to light your cigarette that the energy isn't so strong that the whole thing explodes in your hand and you end up burning your hand is because quartz stabilizes the energy in your lighter. I asked Google to tell me more about the use of quartz. This is what Google had to say. Quartz crystals are used in oscillator circuits where they resonate at a precise frequency when an alternating current is applied. This frequency is used as timing reference. Appliances that use quartz are watches and clocks. Quartz oscillators vibrate at specific frequencies which are used to keep time. Toasters. Some toaster ovens use quartz to keep time so that your bread knows when to pop out because quartz are stabilizing the energy. Radio and television. Quartz crystals are used to generate accurate frequencies for radio transmitters and receivers. Computers. Quartz crystals are used in computers to create a precise timing reference. Precise. Precision. Precision requires stabilization. Healing crystals offer stabilization, which makes the anticipation of precision probable. Quartz crystals are used to create a precise timing for GPS machines. This is why your GPS is able to take you exactly where it needs to take you. Other uses for quartz are glass making, lamps and heaters, insulation, labware, abrasive, hydraulics fracturing, home improvement, as well as jewelry. Quartz is one of the hardest materials and it's resistant to corrosion. Unlike metal, ovens, phones, minute microphones, earphones, inkjet printers, all these appliances have healing crystals in them, energy crystals, quartz more specifically in them, that allow them to keep time according to a system that is harmonious, much like how the planets are all oscillating in space on their own axis. Crystals are a part of a family. They all are very unique. They have unique compositions, unique structure, unique ability to absorb light, ground energy. It's important to study your crystal before you start utilizing them.
For more astrology content, you may follow all of our YouTube astrology channels. The first one being at Intuitive Healing for Astrology 101, at Styled Under Libra for Love, at Astrology Weekly for Horoscopes and Manifestation, and lastly at Styled Under Virgo for Medical Astrology. You may check out intuitivehealing.com for astrology readings as well as healing crystals, and make sure to check out our manifestation group on Patreon at patreon.com/intuitivehealing. Catch you soon on the next video.